To Coach B Daily, this is Coach B. As I told you in an earlier video, I recently ran an obstacle course event and I failed to prepare adequately, especially in terms of my nutrition the morning of the event. So as a result, though I finished, I suffered horribly with leg cramps that were just debilitating. As a matter of fact, I had to even sit out for a little while in order to just stretch in between obstacles and just gather myself. So I wanted to talk about what happens when you get these cramps, muscular cramps, what to do, what causes them, and how to recover as fast as possible so that you minimize the risk of having them in the first place. And then if you do actually experience them, which sucks, you'll have the ability to recover so you can get back to whatever you were doing. So here's the deal. Leg cramps, what causes them? And we're talking about skeletal muscle cramps. So the most frequent and common place that people experience these cramps is in their leg muscles, hamstrings, quads, calf muscles, and a lot of times, no, it could happen to anyone. A lot of times it's athletes during heavy exertion. So that's the number one reason that it happens. It's overexertion, and that is, we're going hard, we're competitive, we're going very, very hard, and we maybe have not trained to go as hard as we are, and we're not taking adequate breaks. So overexertion is reason number one that you'll experience muscle cramps, and the response to that and how to avoid that is to make sure you're taking adequate breaks in between periods of exertion. The second reason that we experience skeletal leg cramps or skeletal muscle cramps is dehydration. So if you're not properly hydrated, you're putting yourself in a position of risk in terms of experiencing more muscle cramps. So one simple rule of thumb of how to determine whether or not you're hydrated enough is number one, are you urinating? And number two, what is the color of your urine? If it's anything darker than a very light lemonade, and I don't mean artificial lemonade, I mean like slightly cloudy water, you're likely dehydrated. And the reality is, you can put a number to it. You should be drinking no less than 2 liters of water a day, but I would go up from there as you get more active, or as the environment requires more from you, or your activity requires more from you. So make 2 liters your baseline and go up from there, and use that as a rule of thumb. So the solution to that, obviously, drink more water. Third reason that we experience skeletal muscle cramps is lack of minerals, or having mineral deficiencies. So, eat a great diet, number one, but chances are that you're not eating a great diet, or that you're doing your best. You can do a little better if you just had some more tools in your belt. One of the tools that we use as insurance is the use of a high bioavailable multivitamin. And so we just use that as an insurance policy. It's not really a get you ahead device. You want to get your minerals from a robust whole foods diet. But as an insurance policy to seal up any gaps we might have in our nutritional regimen, we take a multivitamin. So, and the fourth reason that we experience skeletal muscle cramps is failure to warm up properly. So you want to warm up before your activity. You want to do a series of mobility exercises, stretching, and adopt a policy of dynamic warm-up. And dynamic warm-up is basically, you're going to be performing movements that are very similar to the activity that you're about to undertake. So you're getting ready to do a bunch of body weight exercises, sprinting up hills. You're going to be pulling your body weight with your upper body. Then you should be doing that in the warm-up, warming yourself up, doing the activities you're going to be performing. So, in that sense, do a bunch of short sprints, increasing intensity, a bunch of body weight pulls. That's how you warm up. So next, let's say you've already experienced these the cramps. They're debilitating. They're a ton of pain. Your leg muscles are firing uncontrollably, causing you to straighten out your leg, and all types of very painful stress and struggle in your muscles. So what do you do once you've experienced that? Let's say it's time to recover. You're back home somewhere safe. Well, apply pressure to the area. So let's say it's your quad, and you can apply pressure to the quad muscle. You can massage or roll using a foam roller or other handheld device to massage that muscle and get it to relax. Okay. Also, just applying hand pressure will help as well. Another thing that you can employ in the first couple days, if the cramping is persistent, is cold ice packs. So you'll want to ice the area, the muscle that's firing or it's cramping, for a period of about 15 to 20 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day. After the first couple days, you'll switch to heat. And so the thought process behind that is, in the first couple days, we want to constrict the blood flow in that area. We want to, stop the blood from flowing to the area. We want to reduce the chance of inflammation, and that's where the ice pack is going to come in. It's also going to help us to manage the pain. Okay, but after the first couple of days, and our bodies had a chance to rest and start to recover, then we can switch over to heat, which will make things feel a little better. And we've also kind of healed up some of the initial scarring and early inflammation, and now we can kind of soothe that muscle. Next up, again, we're in the section of what to do if you've experienced muscular cramps and you're now in recovery mode, is stretch. Okay, you're going to want to warm up, like I said, before you're doing anything, and then even after you do your activity, you're going to want to just stretch. Give those muscles the opportunity to elongate, to get back to a natural, relaxed position, because chances are you just put them through a lot of hell, and now you want to, they're coiled up and they're tight, and now you want to reverse that. And the last, actually there are 2 more. One of the last ways to recover from skeletal muscle cramps is to hydrate. So in your workout from here on out, you want to make sure that, number one, you're daily hydrated. And again, we talked about that being a minimum of 2 liters a day. But then also you're going to want to drink water or a recovery drink such as G2, or maybe even an Accelerate or something like that. About 4 ounces for every 15 minutes of activity when you're doing hardcore activity in the future. And, water's fine as well. So hydrate, and turn up from 2 liters. So make 2 liters your base and move up as your activity increases. And the last recovery advice is, if you've experienced leg cramps, especially in the first couple of days, you may consider taking like a Motrin or an Aleve, something that's going to help you to not only manage the pain, but more specifically manage the inflammation and the risk of inflammation, which is going to help you all the way around. So that's it. Hopefully you don't have to experience this stuff, and if you listen to the tips I gave you in the beginning of the video, you'll minimize the risk of having to go through that, and get out there and have some fun. This is Coach B. Join me at eatingforabs.com and join this conversation at facebook.com/eatingforabs, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.